Yeah.
Hello everyone, this is William. I'm back again with Charles. We're here with the God Principles and we're coming to you from the Philippines. This subject that we wanted to talk about today, and we hope that you guys will certainly jump in with your comments with this video. But we want to talk about what's more important. Is it love or is it money? That's the subject. Is it love or is it money? What do you think, Charles?
Love has a lot of meanings and attributes. For me now, I've just come to the conclusion that the first thing I got to do is know how to love myself unconditionally. When I'm able to do that, I'm able to love someone else. Because when I go into a relationship, because that's what this is about, a relationship, and this is what I truly believe, when I bring the best version of myself to the table, I should be bringing the best version of yourself to the table. And I learned this, William, in a relationship. Back when I was about 40 years old, I asked God to bring a woman into my life because I was going through the trials and tribulations of using. And I got that story. It's on the channel. I'm not going to go into it in deep, but and I knew it was her because I have a way of talking to God. Because I said, okay, if you did this, I need for you to co-sign on it. And so I give him some bizarre things, and when it's him, it always happens. And this woman came in there, and she told me this. She says, I'm going to treat you so well that you know that I love you. That way, when we break up, you'll know that I really loved you. I have not ever forgotten that. I have not ever forgotten that. Because that woman did that. She did something for me on my 40th birthday that brought me to tears. And I had never experienced that before in my life. So that's what I try to do, because if the relationship doesn't work out, I feel good about me. I say I did the best I could.
Right.
And so I can walk away with a clear conscience.
Right.
That's what I do.
But I think that it's a really loaded question. Are you in a relationship for love? Is that more important? Or are you in a relationship for money? Is that more important? I remember when I was 30, I got married. And at that time, I was just building my life. My wife was just building her life.
Okay.
So we both came into it with low income. We were both trying to, scratch our way into the American dream. And so that marriage worked for 18 years. Sadly, she died young. But that marriage worked behind the fact that we both didn't have anything.
Right.
And we both were trying to get our piece of the pie.
Right.
So that dynamic worked for both of us because neither one came with more than the other one.
Right.
But I've talked to sports players. I remember meeting a movie star years ago, and it was DeMont Wilson from Stanford and Son.
You met him?
I met him in person.
Oh, wow.
And he had became a preacher. And
that's right, he did.
I met him, and I had a chance to, we all went back to the suite with some other guys to his reception or whatever it was. And he told us, he said, Hollywood is fake, guys. He said, I tell you, most of us, the only reason that we marry other stars is because of the money. He said, it's not love. He said, we're afraid to marry somebody out of our circle. He said, that's the box I was in at that time. Because we didn't know if a woman we met outside of the circle was in it for love or for money. He said, so we just married each other. And that didn't work either, he said. So the thing is, like, and let's apply it to the Philippines here. A lot of guys have said to me in comments on different videos on both our channels, I'm sure, that, well, the Filipino woman is so poor, she's going to marry an older man, you know, because he got money, and it's this and it's that. And I said, now wait a minute, hold up. In the USA, they have these speed dating things. Yeah. And when you go sit at the table, one of the first questions on that girl's agenda is, how much money do you make?
Yep.
So this is not just a third world country thing. I don't care what country you're in. That woman wants to know about security.
Yes.
For her future. Even if there's love involved, somewhere along the line, money has to come to the table.
Yes.
Unfortunately, but that's the way it is.
You know something? When I saw that topic on your channel, love or money, that's what got me thinking about that. Okay? And a person that loves themselves has taken the personal responsibility to develop their life so that they have some sort of income to take care of themselves before they bring somebody else into it.
Yes.
That's being loving about yourself and the person that you want to share your life with. Because biblically it says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And your closest neighbor is going to be the person you choose to share your life with.
And I tell you something. The one other script now, the scripture, Charles, says that where your heart's at, your treasure will be. I had a pastor tell me one time, you want me to tell you something about your life? I said, yeah. He said, show me your bank account, your bank statement. And I'll tell you what's most important in your life. Because where your heart's at, your treasure will be. If that woman is the most important thing in your life and you love her, you're going to give her your treasure anyway.
Yeah.
Because where your heart's at, your treasure's at. If whatever is on that bank statement, he said, and that's where most of your money's gone, that's where your heart's at.
Ooh. That's a good bridge. You know why? Because when you choose one of these Filipinas, and it's like we coming from a different economic status, and we're gonna treat them as we treat ourselves. I did this. I did this. It may be too much. I had to be perfectly honest. It may be too much. Because look, they like, okay, here's a little secret, guys. Filipino women like men that smell good.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Get you some expensive cologne and some good shoes. Yeah. And you be able to pick up the most pretty Filipina anywhere on this island.
That's a pro tip, guys.
Now that I said that, I've been waiting to share that. Personally, because I love myself, I came over here with a collection of Tom Ford cologne. Now, anybody that knows anything about that brand, the darn travel size is $75. It's about that big, and the big bottles are about $300. I had 3 bottles of that. Fucking Fabulous, Lost Cherry, and there was another one. And I had brought her the travel size so that she could, and it just blew her mind. To the point, I don't have no more. She used it all up. Over $1,000 worth of cologne. And cologne. She liked the tobacco. It's one tobacco vanilla. It's like, ooh, man.
They'll use your cologne.
Ooh, Lord.
They'll put it on.
That cologne smells so good it'll change your mind. I'm serious. Man to man, you like women, get that. You'll be walking down the hall and they'll turn around and talk to you and you wasn't even expecting it. So anyway, we have taken the time to build our lives and have the opportunity to have heaven on earth. And biblically, spiritually, it says God will give you the desire of your heart. And the desire of our heart is love. And we display it with others that we can reciprocate with.
Yes.
See, because one of the things that I've noticed is that the spirit of giving, I have not ever regretted giving someone something, you know, out of to show them that I recognize them, I care, and it's just something spiritual about it, you know. Because when I first came here, I met her brother, and I gave him one of those travel size colognes, the tobacco vanilla, and he sprayed it, and he started crying.
Mm-hmm.
He started crying because he was telling me, he said he was praying to God, and we got into this God conversation, and that's when I knew was more to it, me coming here, than just being with the woman or changing my life. It's a whole big story behind it. That's what the God principle is really about. It's about me following the direction of God. And so, but I've never regretted that. And you have a comment about giving that your mother told you.
My mother used to always have a comment she would tell all of us boys and my sister. And that was, she had never seen a giver without something to give. And I've never forgotten that. And it's made me a giver all my life, because she said that she had never seen a giver without something to give. That meant to me, if I was the one giving, that meant I had something to give. So it's something to remember, guys.
Because we really, William and I had talked about this, is that we really want the God principles and his adventures to be a spiritual experience for everyone, because, and we're trying to share our wisdom and knowledge of spiritual principles that have led to the kind of life that we live today. For example, it says, give and it shall be given to you. You can finish that one.
Yeah, pressed down, shaking together, and running over.
See, I know preaching knows
it's going to overflow.
Okay. So now, what did we just did? We gave to you. See, we gave you some spiritual messages, some knowledge, just like Jesus did on the mountain. Same thing, same concept. And bringing this to you for a reason. We have been contemplating how can we be more available to those wanting to make the transition. Number one, how do you prepare to come here? What are you going to do in America before you come? Good places to stay, boots on the ground. Even more importantly, what type of traumas are you going to be dealing with? Because his certification in ALDA and mine in addiction coaching is invaluable to you to prepare you to get through those situations. What you're going to find in the description of this video is going to be some links that will allow you to contact William or I, and we will be able to set up a consultation with you, okay, so that you can start getting your personal answers on direct questions that you may not want to put in the comments. And we're going to be starting some sort of outside group. He was talking about Patreon, could be a Facebook community group, but something to give you, to part the Red Sea in your life, because I'm quite sure there's people watching this who want to do this, but they need some guidance.
Certainly.
Somebody to lead them through. And that's what we'd like to do for anyone, male or female, no matter what their ethnicity. So feel free to comment, share, subscribe, pass it on, and watch for more videos from the God Principles. My name is Charles, and that is
William.
All right, we talking to you.
See you later, guys.